This time we are going to practice two different poems. Both are connected to spring. The first is called Kite Days by Mark Sawyer. Please listen and read along with your eyes while I read aloud. A kite, a sky, and a good firm breeze, and acres of ground away from trees, and 100 yards of clean, strong string. Oh boy, I call that spring. The second poem is by A. Milne. A. Milne is the writer of the Winnie the Pooh series. This poem is called Daffodowndilly, a word that he made up, which is kind of fun, and it's all about daffodils. She wore her yellow sun bonnet. She wore her greenest gown. She turned to the south wind and curtsied up and down. She turned to the sunlight and shook her yellow head and whispered to her neighbor, "Winter is dead." I'm wondering if while you were listening, you noticed that throughout the whole poem, A. Milne called the daffodil she. When an author does this, meaning when they talk about something that's not a person, as if it is a person, there's the word if, there's the word person, it's called personification. And what's pretty cool is if and person are both in that word. Personification. If it were a person, it might wear a sunbonnet. It might curtsy up and down. So authors will use that an awful lot, and you will see that. All right, for our second read, as you know, it's your turn to read along with me. So we're choosing another color. Here we go. Read along, please. A kite, a sky, and a good firm breeze, and acres of ground away from trees, and 100 yards of clean, strong string. Oh boy, I call that spring. Great, read along. Let's do it for Daffodowndilly. She wore her yellow sunbonnet. She wore her greenest gown. She turned to the south wind and curtsied up and down. She turned to the sunlight and shook her yellow head and whispered to her neighbor, "Winter is dead." Alrighty. And finally, it's your turn to try both of these great spring poems. We're going to start with Kite Days. Please follow the highlighting. Nice job. It's a fun little verse with what we call rhyming couplets, two lines that rhyme with each other side by side. Here's our second one, Daffodowndilly. Great reading. Please practice these poems 3 times each to an adult who's a great listener, and you will be able to read them fluently.